All right, folks, welcome to Nino's Corner. A lot of us are confused right now. A lot of people are scared. Nobody knows where this country is going, especially after the assassination or the attempted assassination on former President Trump. Lots going on. I'm hearing from a lot of people that are guests on my show, Colin, that we're getting ready to hit a financial crisis we have never seen before. And it's coming, and we're actually in it now. Let's be honest, but a lot of people are confused on what to do. I've been buying gold and silver. I've been using you. I've been pushing Noble Gold like crazy. What
Yeah, I
the
mean,
hell? I mean, after everything that's happened, we all know
yeah,
we're in trouble now.
yeah,
We all know we're in trouble now. Where do you feel in your mind this is going?
yeah. So I think there's a few different things to look at in what's happening in today's world. Today, the stock market did hit an all-time high. So a lot of people are saying that stocks are just completely inflated. And everybody remembers all the different stock market collapses that we've had. It's hard to believe that, the economy is going this well when we have debt and taxes, right? So
I can
here's the
look around and I'll tell you the economy's not doing well, dude. I
right,
mean,
exactly. And inflation, right? So you're looking at when you look at our fiscal problem, our big fiscal problem is that tax revenue and then our debt. We're basically losing 30% every quarter on what we're bringing in. So that's just one fact that we're looking at. In terms of just the amount of debt that we have and then the interest payments. We're paying well over $1 trillion. We hit almost $35 trillion in national debt today. It doesn't factor in all of our liabilities. It just factors in the majority of what we owe other countries. So that is something to really keep in mind. And when you have a tax revenue that's so low relative to what we're paying on interest, that creates a significant issue for any country that we're looking at. Now, people look at our debt and they say, well, there's other countries that are worse. And okay, that's a whole other argument altogether. But our debt to GDP is about 130%, right? So we're just swimming in debt in every which way that we can. And then we have geopolitical tension. We're having turmoil here, obviously in the US. I think, obviously, we're lucky that President Trump survived this. I think that the country as a whole would I don't know where we would be today if
dude,
that.
it would be. I can you imagine? I mean, I can't even. It was a difference between this being killed and this,
Right, right.
literally.
Yeah, yeah. And
That
thank
that
God.
was that was our country right there. The difference between everything going to mayhem, crazy chaos was this and this.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't. It blows my mind
yeah.
where we
Yeah,
could be.
and it always, I always think about how lucky we are to be alive and, health and all of the things that we take for granted every day. I mean, I think it's, we've looked at, just the fact that we're here and we're surviving, we're breathing, and it's a miracle. It's a miracle that we're all here, and we're lucky to be here. But, when you look at stimulus, you look at debt, you look at the Fed, I mean, everything is just debt ridden right now. And so I think that we're looking at a situation where we're in multiple wars. We have an election coming up. Nobody knows which way it's going to go. Looks, like hopefully President Trump will be reelected. But I think that the problems that people are facing today is how do they survive day to day? It's a day-to-day problem. And more Americans are feeling that pinch. And that 30% debt problem that we're paying as a country is eerily similar to credit card debt, right? I mean, that's basically what you pay on high interest credit cards is 25 to 30%. So our country is paying back similarly to what people are paying for a credit card debt. That's as a country. And everybody knows how unsustainable 30% debt is on an annual basis. In a few years, it's doubling and tripling. So, that's the situation we're in. Gold, just to give everyone an update, where gold is over 2,400.
It's over
Silver's,
2,400 now.
yeah, gold's at
Oh
2,400.
my gosh! And I was buying it at what 1,800, 1,700.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I bought this, I bought this is a kilo gold bar. And this is valued at around 80,000 today.
Wow.
This was in the 60,000s just 2 years ago. But the thing is that people think about when they talk about price is that they don't realize that gold actually relative to other things in terms of inflation hasn't gone up that much. Gold this year is only up about 20%. And for some people that seems like great. And for people that buy gold from us, that's a great return. But relative to other things that are going up, relative to our inflation,
Can you show us what $80,000 looks like in gold?
yeah, this is 80,000 right here. This is an $80,000 kilo
Hold it
bar.
up. Hold it up more. That's crazy.
Yeah. And
Look at
this
that,
is,
folks.
I when I go across the country, I do interviews all over. There's always people always talk about you can't carry gold with you. I take this with me in interviews and I show people and you go back 20 years. I mean, this was worth, 25,000. So I mean, this
Crazy.
has significantly gone up or has it gone
No,
up?
the money's gone down.
Or money has gone. You're right. And that's the whole thing. So we're protecting our buying power. Now, today, this could pay for a state school. This would pay for 4 years of college for a state school. If you go back 30 years, it would have paid exactly the same. So that's the thing to keep in mind is buying power. This has kept up with inflation and the buying power today. Average state school room and board is they say is like, 15 to 18,000. So you're covered here right now. And so for people who are thinking about the future, and I don't know if everyone's going to be going to college in the future, but just it's one big expense that it's interesting to think about. This is a car pay, you can buy a car with cash with this.
Here's how I look at it. We don't know what I have faith in which direction, even more faith now after what I just witnessed with Trump, from the difference between this and this. I can't even. I believe we witnessed a miracle, but our country is in such a balance right now. It's on a holding pattern. It's in a freeze because people don't know which are we going to go to this great new uh, great new world that they want for us, this great reset, and where it's everything's digital money and digital this cashless, or are we going to go to back to a gold backed note? Are we going to go back to a republic? I mean, right now it's like on the balance. Everything is on the balance. Nobody knows where we're going. The one thing I know though, everyone's trying to tell me to go into crypto. I'm like, man, I'm sticking with gold and silver. That's me. That seems safe to me. If later I want to go into crypto and it's there, I can still use the gold and silver to do so. But right now, I mean, I have a lot of guests that come on my program and they're telling me, Dave, get a safe, get gold and silver. And these guys are in the know, bro. These guys are in the know, and they're like, don't mess with the crypto.
Yeah.
Get gold and silver.
Yeah. I'll tell you, there's a few different things that people should be focused on thinking about right now. Stock market hit an all-time high. And I think the biggest mistake is that people don't ever think that it's going to pull back. But then they remember 2020 to 2022, we had a very difficult and down stock market, maybe even till 2023, we had a lot of issues. So we had basically 3 years of problems in the stock market. And people that are sitting exclusively in stocks, that's a big problem, right? Because most people, when they retire, they need to pull money out to live. Even us right now, people right now that bought gold from me at $1,400 an ounce, they need to live. They're going to sell some gold if they need it. But guess what? They're lucky to be able to do that. They have that option, right? Because they bought bullion from us. They didn't buy, rare coins or any of this BS that a lot of our competitors sell. They bought good quality stuff. We got it to them at a good price. And now if they need to live, they can choose. They can sell some stocks. They can sell some gold depending on what they're looking at right now. They have that flexibility because at the end of the day, it's keeping up with your quality of life. At some point, you will need to sell some assets to keep up with your quality of life. That's why you're buying these things. That's why you're buying. And let's talk about, so you
How
got
much is that right there? That's silver, right?
This is a 100-ounce silver bar. Noble Gold, over the last 3 years, we've been in the top 5 of selling these 100-ounce silver bars. In 2022, we sold more of these than any other company in the whole country.
Wow.
Yeah, we sold, I'm scared to even tell you the number. It's a massive number. This is a very good buy for people who are looking into silver. And I'll tell you why. It's because you're getting at a great price. It's very affordable right now, even though silver is poised to really take out. and it's very easy to store. This is easy to store. I mean, think
What's
about,
silver at right now?
we're sitting at about $30. Okay. So this is about $3,100, $3,200, very affordable bar, right? So think about it, you could stuff this in a safe, right? And you got some wealth. I mean, you could put 50,000 in a safe pretty easily of these bars. And then if you ever need some cash, you pull it out and you sell it. Anyone
Where
will
do you
buy these
sell
bars.
this stuff? You go to jeweler, you go to
We
a
buy, so anyone buy, this is the beauty behind Noble Gold, because we only sell bullion, coins, and bars. We will buy everything back from you at an incredible price. What happens a lot of times is like people bought from Costco, for instance, right? And they're like, oh, I bought from Costco, I did a great thing. Well, guess what? Costco doesn't buy back gold. So who are they going to go sell it to, right? They're going to pawn shops. They're going, luckily people are calling us.
pawn shops. That's where everyone's going, man. And they're getting shipped.
You know what the average price a pawn shop is going to buy a gold bar? It's going to be about 25% below the market. That's going to be an average purchase. So
because they know you're desperate.
So yeah, exactly. Whereas if they sell that bar back to us, we're going to buy it back at a great price, because I can turn around.
What price would you buy?
We're right at spot. We're buying stuff right at the spot price. I mean, that's the beauty behind us. We're buying it right at where people should. Whereas these companies, a pawn shop, you go to a pawn shop right now, they could be anywhere from 10 to 25% below spot.
Oh my, yeah. When I was a kid, I used to go pawn crap all the time to get extra money.
Yeah, because they don't know.
Get so pissed.
Yeah, they don't know how long that's going to sit on the shelf, right? So that's what a pawn shop does, right? They don't know. Maybe they don't have people buying kilo bars, so they gotta build in a margin there, because they don't want $80,000 sitting on the shelf for 2 years, right? They don't make any money if it's sitting back here. If they need to move into, we don't have that issue. You sold this bar back to me, I'm going to sell it same day or the next day to another client. So I don't have that issue, because we've streamlined it. We're kind of like the in and out, right? We sell like 10 items. That's it. So we're just moving them all the time. And they're the best items you're going to want to buy, these bars. And then this month, we have the Trump coins here for our promotion. If you do a qualified IRA.
Wait. The Trump coin.
You don't have the Trump
what was that? Was that a flag you just held up?
This is the flag. So
you sent that to me.
Yes,
that's you. Promotion.
Yes. What'd you think? You thought that was somebody?
Dude, I was like, who sent me? Because I got people that send me stuff in the mail and stuff. I was like,
yes, this is it. You can either do 10.
I got that.
Yeah, and then you got the Trump rounds too, right? You got this.
I got both. I got that and that.
This is our promotion. If you do any qualified account, you get these Trump rounds. And by the way, this was before what happened over the weekend. So I don't want people saying anything. We were doing this. It all happened. You got it, last week or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. I didn't know, dude. I don't know why I didn't think of you. I was just like, oh, someone, a subscriber, a fan. That's awesome.
You got a lot of good friends that they're selling you. You're a lucky guy.
Like, yeah, dude. I was like, wow. Nice people out there.
Yeah. I actually, it's atrocious what happened this weekend. And so, but yes, so here's the thing right now. You gotta take your head out of the sand, and you gotta think about what's happening in the future. And that's what we do, is we give you free information. We're going to give you guides. We have a master class with Kevin.
What's this playbook?
We have a gold playbook. Yeah, we have a playbook on gold where we talk about how to buy gold, why people are buying gold. We have the 𝗏𝗏𝗶𝗹 masterclass. It really dives into it. It's less than an hour. It's all videos. And we produced it together with Kevin, who's been an incredible actor in Hollywood. He's conservative.
Hercules, man.
Hercules, yeah. And he had to build his own way, because Hollywood, basically once they found out he was conservative and Christian, they didn't want to work with him.
Right.
And so he had to build his own way. So unbeknownst to me, we came to him to try to do a partnership to become a brand ambassador. And he told me he's been buying gold and silver since the early 80s, because he saw the writing on the wall. He's already been invested. So we have the 𝗏𝗏𝗶𝗹 masterclass, great to watch. So right now, for everyone out there, it's about getting educated, learning about what we do, learning about these items. And yes, David,
what do you say to people though that don't want to keep this stuff on their person or in their house?
Yeah, I would say majority of people do want to keep it because they want control, right? And so that's why we ship millions of dollars every month to people's doorsteps. But if you don't want to do it, we can store it in a segregated account in your name. We have depositories in Texas, Delaware, and Canada. You can choose where to store it. It's very affordable. It's insured through all disasters, anything that can happen. It's all insured through Lloyd's of London. So if you want to do that, you can do it. And then, you know, what happens a lot of times is I say to people, if you don't know where to put it, let's store it. And then later, if you want to take possession, we'll just ship it to you. We'll just get the metal out to you. So you don't have to, if you're ready to get in gold and you don't have a safe, or you're going to go on a vacation, maybe you want it stored, and we can do that. It's all segregated. I'm actually going out to Texas in a month, and I'm going to do an audit to 200 or 300 accounts. So I'll pull out some metals and I'll check the receipts and match them. If you don't know where you're going to store it, we'll store it for you and get you all set up and make sure that you're taken care of.
I got to tell you that silver piece right there looks awesome. It's,
Yeah, this is it.
it's
This
so
is
cool. I mean, dude, I can't believe this is where we're at, and this is the safest bet. This is what you want to do, folks. You know, a lot of people watch my shows. They know of Juan that comes on my show. One thing that Juan bought me was a safe. He goes, "You're going to need this." And he bought me a huge, I saw this big box. I'm like, "Whoa, damn, it's heavy." And then I open it up. It's a safe. I'm like, he goes, "You're going to need this."
yeah. Yeah, you gotta have
I am not, I've been investing in gold and silver for a while now. But I'm still worried in which direction this country's going to go, which direction this world's going to go. There's a lot of political uncertainty, dude. What's your thoughts on that? Like when you look at what's happening right now in the world,
yeah.
and let's say they do switch to a digital currency, how is that going to help us with gold and so? How is gold and silver? Is it going to be like a bartering system? I mean, how are we going to avoid that? And how is gold and silver going to be of any value if they do switch us to it? I'm just saying worst case scenario.
Yeah, absolutely.
To
Well,
this
that,
cashless society
and I
where
will
this
tell you,
stuff doesn't even matter. There's a
it's
social credit score. I mean, what happens?
people today more than ever realize that you have to have assets that have value that you own by yourself. You know, that's the beauty behind these items. You own them by yourself. You have to have liquid, you have to have things that are liquid. You know, the banks are obviously having tremendous issues. Mid-sized regional banks hold the majority of a lot of the bad office and residential debt that people are very scared about. The banks are not in a great position. And for anyone that's thought about having the majority of their wealth in the bank, go to the bank and have them try to wire out $20,000. Try to get $20,000 in cash and tell me how liquid your money is.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not as liquid as you think it is. That's the big issue. So I'm not saying like you should do everything here. I'm just saying like you should have a portion here. In the event you need to flee, you need to get out of the country, you can do that with these items. You can move anywhere you need to. And people really need to think about those things. And you know, what if we have a stock market collapse? What if we're, you know, this is all just a shell game that we have going on right now with the stock market, and eventually things are going to move and we're going to see a 20 or 30% pullback. What are you going to do? You don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. You want to be diversified. So you have to look at different assets that are out there. And I think, you know, when I talk to people about gold, I remember, you know, I said it earlier this year that 2,300 was like a no-brainer in gold, and we obviously went well past that. And I think a lot of it is that people don't realize these prices of things aren't going anywhere. You know, who would have thought, like growing up, McDonald's, like you get a Happy Meal for like $2 or $3. Now we're talking like close to $10.
Yeah.
Like 10 years, that will be $15. Well, what do you think is going to happen to everything else? I mean, not everything else in price doesn't just stand still.
Right.
So these are the prices today. People need
I've had a guy, I don't know if you're familiar with him, Jim Willie, who comes on
Yeah.
quite a bit on my Nino's Corner
Yeah.
TV, and he's been over the target a few times. Sure, he's been wrong on a few others, but he's saying that this could go over 5-10 grand. Like he's
Yeah.
really saying, he's like, you don't understand what's coming. It's
Yeah.
a financial tsunami of disaster that's coming, that gold's going to just skyrocket.
Yeah.
And he's saying 5-10 grand. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at the BRIC nations, they're going to meet October 22nd, 23rd in Russia. They have on the agenda, they want to do a gold-backed currency. So it's not, that's in their agenda is talk about gold-backed currency. They also want to talk about how they can trade and barter within themselves. And listen, as much as those countries have created this consortium, they don't necessarily trust each other, right? does China necessarily trust Russia? Does Brazil necessarily trust China?
Yeah, but they definitely don't trust us.
They definitely, you're right, 100%.
That's why they rather deal with each other. They're like,
right. But my point is that for them to trade in bulk, they have to decide on something as a trading and bartering asset, right? They have to have something. So they may create another currency, or they may go to a basket of currencies and they'll have gold and silver in there, right? They need a trusted asset. Because at the end of the day, as much as they're working together, and right, they don't trust us here in the US, they still don't trust each other, right? So they need something that they can rely on. And that's why for 5,000 years, this has been the trading and bartering instrument, because when they used to trade with cattle, or they used to trade with other things, there could be an issue. You make a deal with cattle and you do the trade, and then 4 of the cattle are going to die in a week. Well, that wasn't a good trade, right? You never have to worry. That's why it's a fungible item. That's why people like this. So I think as the world gets away from the dollar, they're not trusting what we're doing. They are looking for items to trade and barter with that they feel safe, that they feel comfortable. So yes, BRICS is growing. Countries want to go into the BRICS, but there's still a level of distrust there. So they have to have some checks and balances. And I think gold and silver provide that for them.
I'm doing it. I've been told by certain guests that I have on, people that I trust, that that's the only way to go. I trust you as well, Colin. I consider you a friend now, and I'm still gonna go to your house out there and visit. I know I've been saying I'm gonna do it for so long. I haven't done it yet. I'm going to. You're my go-to guy, folks. Colin Plume's a man. He's the man. He knows what he's talking about when it's gold and silver, precious metals. He's the guy to go to. That's where I'm putting my trust. Colin, is there anything I've left out or forgotten that you want to talk about? That
I think the big thing is some people are going to be early in the process and they're going to want to talk to a person about this, right? They're going to want to get educated. That's what we do. You're going to talk to a person here in the US in a no pressure environment, and you're going to learn about what we do. And that's really the first step, is getting some education. And people ask me all the time, like,
oh, so they're going to talk English.
They're going to talk English. They're going to talk to
they're going to some funny accent.
Talk to people that own these items. I mean, our sales team, they are buyers of gold and silver. Some of them have been buying gold and silver for 15, 20 years. I mean, these people really do it. And, you're going to talk to people from all ages, but ultimately we want you to get comfortable. Check out our reviews. I know you have, David, and you've checked us
absolutely.
out. It's important to go. It's an unregulated industry, so check us out. We want to make sure you feel comfortable and just learn about what we do. And obviously, it's going to be rocky. This year's going to be very turbulent, but I think the number one thing people say is that once they get a little gold and silver in their hands or in their portfolio, that they feel a lot better. We're not a fund. We're not leverage. You own it. It's yours. So you never have to worry about these assets. You're buying the real thing and you own it. We just help you get there. And then when you're ready to sell, whatever time we help you dispose of it.
I can't believe that. Can you hold up that American silver piece, the flag?
Yeah.
Yeah, folks, he sent me that. I had no idea it was you. I don't know why you didn't pop in my mind. I was like, who the hell? I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah. What about the Trump round?
I got that too. Yeah, both of them together. It's amazing.
Yeah, so when they call, make sure they mention they heard about us on the show, and that they if they're get started this, as long as they get started in whatever fashion this month, and they qualify, they're going to get access to those 2 items for free.
Colin, thank you so much for joining me. This was awesome, folks. Now you know what to do. Give them a call. There's a number they call, right?
877-646-5347, or I'm sure there'll be a link in the description box of the video.
Colin, thank you so much, man. Nothing else. We're good.
We're good.
Folks, get started. I've been doing this now for the last couple of years, and I'm happy I can sleep at night, and I have a problem sleeping, believe me. So this has helped me a lot. So Colin, thank you so much for joining me, folks. Get over there, get started, talk to a real person on the phone, and get yourself some gold and silver. Thanks, Colin.